Sometimes people want to go. They just don't want to go with you. Sometimes people want to grow. They just don't want to grow with you. Sometimes people want to complete the process. They just don't want to complete it with you. But through it all, stay focused on the goals and the vision. Stop hitting the snooze button on your greatness. Before you tap out, tap somebody in. Before you give up, before you throw in the towel, before you pull a fire alarm, before you exit the waiting room, before you declare state of emergency, before you tap out, tap somebody in. I know, I hear you. Yes, I know it's the fourth quarter on your situation. I know you have no more time to get this bill paid. Yes, I know it's the last inning in your ball game. Yes, I know it's the last quarter that you just put in that slot machine, hoping it come through. Yes, it's the last doctor's visit. Yes, it's the last treatment. Yes, it's your last therapy session. Yes, it's the last HR verbal warning. Before you tap out, tap somebody else in. Let me paraphrase it. John 18:3-38 says, success is measured by making it to the finish line. I'm paraphrasing. It's a doable race, but you got to endure the race. It's a doable race, but you got to endure the race. You're going to get knocked down, but you got to get back up. Before you tap out, tap somebody in. We all experience suffering. Baby God, don't I know? We all have experienced suffering. And God does not hide the suffering. God doesn't hide the suffering. So we look at his begotten son. If he suffered, why should we be shocked for our sufferings? If we look at God's begotten son, Jesus Christ, and if he suffered, why should we be shocked by our suffering? Because no one wants to go through suffering. And we sure didn't ask God to allow us to suffer. So all has a moment. We all have a moment. All has a moment of suffering. All has a moment of suffering. If you ask the migrants, we're in Chicago. Ask the migrants, do they know about suffering? They wondering who else is suffering. Third world countries is wondering who else is suffering. Homelessness. The young boy or girl going from house to house every weekend. They wondering who else is suffering. The young lady with 6 kids. The widowed father with 2 teenage daughters who is grieving their mother. He's wondering who else is suffering. That incarcerated parent. That incarcerated spouse who now is behind bars is wondering who else is suffering. God has the ability to strengthen us during the stuck moment, but you got to tap him in. So suffering, everybody is going through it. And God has the ability to strengthen us through those stuck moments, but we got to tap him in. We got to tap him in. So you got to tap him in, but you're trying to not tap him in. Because you're trying to figure this thing out on your own. You're trying to go about it your own sense of how you think it needs to be handled. You trying not to tap God in, but you letting everybody else negatively tap you out. You letting the devil tell you that you can't do it. You letting the devil tell you, I told you it wasn't going to never happen. You letting the devil tell you, you don't deserve it. You letting the devil tell you, now you was on the right track and look what happened. You been paying your bills, been doing all this, and you still can't get the house. You letting the devil before you tap out. Tap somebody in. Tap somebody in. You compromise with the enemy too much. And I'm talking to myself. We allow negative thoughts to convey us. You have to stop compromising. You got to stop compromising who you are or who you have become for everyone else. You got to stop and do it for yourself. Oftentimes we compromise. We've wearing different hats because we're trying to please different people, or we've compromised in our own integrity trying to prove a point of what we are or what we're not. We try to be the bad sheep. We try to be that I'm going to do it my way. I got it. I don't have to listen. I do me. But you still compromising your integrity of what you could be and where you could be on the journey, but you still compromising with the enemy to just showcase what you really don't want people to see. So you compromise with the enemy too much. Stop compromising who you are or have become for everyone else. You have to do it for yourself. Do you believe in you? And if you believe in you, you know you're great. You know you're strong. You know you're amazing. You know you're phenomenal. You know and you're unstoppable. You're a force to be reckoned with if you believe in you. And if you believe in you, I want you to do me a favor. Pay attention. Pay close attention if you believe in you. Pay close attention to users. Instincts. Your instincts is going to tell you. If you shouldn't go, don't go. If you're there and it's time to leave, leave. If it's time to exit the conversation, exit stage left. If it's time to walk away, walk away. If it's time to purge, purge. If it's time to circumcise, circumcise. Cut off. It's cutting season. If it's time to do those things, do so. Do so. But use your instincts to do so. Use your intuitions, discernments, and learn how to activate them daily on this journey walk, daily in the process. Research who in your camp. Ask clear questions. Ask clear questions. Ask clear questions before volunteering your yeses. Don't be just out here, me. Oh, yes, I'm going to do it. And you don't even know what's all involved. You just, I'm there on the sidelines. I'm there. And then when you get there, you're really not ready to play the role that you was intended to because you didn't ask clear questions. And then get around like-minded individuals, because negativity gonna stay with negativity. That's why they always looking to bring somebody else down, sucking you up. Like-minded. Let me tell you, like-minded. I heard this on my motivation. Small minds discuss other people. Ha! That's gossip. Great minds discuss ideas. That's events. So get around like-minded individuals and don't allow no one to define you in the process. You replicate what you are. God can't bless you when you pretending. Don't ask, why me? Say, try me. I appreciate y'all. I love you all. My vision, my journey. I just gave it to you straight, no chasing, guys. Before you tap out, tap somebody else in and let that be God. Let God work for you, work through you, work on you guys on this journey. But just stay on the journey. If you liking what you're hearing, keep sharing. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe, guys. My vision, my journey. Facebook, Sharon Balark-Bell. Instagram, _ my vision, my journey. Build your